Season 2, Episode 15 of Patroma Therapy is about choices. So many choices. What's a person to do? You can see in the cover shot uh, a photo that I took here in Dallas. We're having early voting for the presidential election and also various local ordinances and races and councilmen and things like that. And, people have a choice to vote in person, to vote by mail, to not vote. It's, just so many choices. So,
It
how
is.
are you feeling about the presidential election in America?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good.
Are you
I'm
sure?
glad for you. And yeah, absolutely. The for each 4 year we have this show called the election. We have we have the same
Mm,
here in Russia too. And whatever they say about Trump, with all due respect, I have to give it to him. He got balls. He other men would have just given up a long time ago, and he tweets, give me my spaceship or whatever, and
yeah.
I wish him all the best. Really, it's his choice.
Well, every day is a choice. Like I wake up and I think like I'm not going into an office. I do some writing and I a little bit of this and that, but like I have my whole day that I can plan, and like you would think that that would bring great joy. Like you said, sometimes you feel like you're retired. Now you know what it's going to be like to be retired, but sometimes I feel kind of anxious having so many choices. Like
You
I don't
know,
know.
every everybody, everybody, including you, every person I've spoken to about this, um, told me that we have a choice, and but I don't think everybody truly feels that way. It's I've spoken to some kind of self help guru a few years ago, and he said I was really down, and he said, depression is a choice. I almost hit him in the face, and then he said
really.
happiness is a choice too. Like everything is a choice. But I didn't think that he truly believes in that way, and. Also, maybe
Yeah.
I'm wrong. Maybe just he genuinely felt that maybe that's not
Well,
just a myth.
I sometimes feel angry about things that are unjust or unfair, and then someone told me that anger is a choice, and then I
Right.
wanted to hit her. I go, "What do
Absolutely.
you mean anger?" I go, "What do you mean anger is a choice?" And she said, "Well, anger is like a burning coal that you hold in your hand that you're hoping to throw at the other person, but the other person isn't even around. They're like maybe in a different country or in a different city." And then she said, "The only person you're hurting is yourself. So, it's your choice, but I would go ahead and just put that coal down."
Yeah.
And it was like so wise that that made me even more angry to think that I choose to be angry. I think
Or
the temp, I think,
go ahead.
yeah, I mean, I think the temptation to despair is there. I think the temptation to anger is there. But with depression, I think that's chemically based. I don't think people choose depression. I think depression is like a medical condition. But your person that was you were talking to said that you're choosing to be depressed.
Yeah. He was like total idiot, I think. Another idiot told me that marriage is a choice, and I don't know what he meant really. That was like your marriage was that your choice. You sure about that? Because they all made in heaven, right?
Yeah, I was with I have been divorced for a while, and I was with this friend of mine in a shopping mall a couple years ago. We were looking around at just some different fun things like little candles and magnets you put on the um, refrigerator and hats and bracelets and little funny things. And we were pointing out funny things, and he pointed to this one to show me. It said, um, "Don't criticize your ex. You were one of his choices." It
Funny.
made me feel really mad.
Hey, do you?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I was. like you mentioned depression, or that was me who mentioned depression, and I guess Trotsky said that do you know who Trotsky was? He was like the first
Hmm.
communist in the Soviet Russia 100 years
Yes.
ago, and he said about war. I guess he said that you may not be interested in war, but war is interested in you. And I somehow rephrased
Mm.
it and thought that you may, not be interested in depression, but depression is interested in you.
There you go. Yeah.
Hey, what about
Yeah.
too many options in the shops? When you want to buy something, but you cannot make your choice because of too many options. You ever had that situation?
Well, I very recently had that situation. I was going to say operation. That situation. Freudian slip there.
Oh, we can
No,
say we can
I,
say whatever we want here, right?
okay.
It's
No,
therapy. You want to talk about?
ab-
Okay,
about
go ahead.
4 months, okay, about 4 weeks ago, I decided I'm going to get, maybe like a month ago, I decided I'm going to get a new laptop computer because this one is maybe 2 years old, and then like the side of it, some of the plastic broke off, and the keyboard is like popping up from the frame, and a couple of the letters that I use all the time are like typed off. You can't even read them. And then a friend of mine suggested we just order it on Amazon. And I looked at him, I thought, like, of course I'm not going to order it on Amazon. I'm going to go to the store, I'm going to wander around, I'm going to look at all the choices, and then I'm going to decide. He goes, well, we could just order something, it'll be here tomorrow. And I just looked at him like, no, I'm not going to do that. And then a couple of days later, he was showing me what he was suggesting. He thought, he knows I like to watch YouTube. I like to do a little bit of writing. I like to post photographs. I like to do email. Like I'm not playing games or anything like that.
Hmm.
And he suggested this one computer. I said, are you kidding me? I'm not going to pay that much for a computer. I'm going to go to this store. I'm going to see what's on sale. I'm going to make them give me an extra, mouse pad or koozie or something. He goes, okay, it's your choice. And then I kept thinking, I got really mad at myself. Like, why didn't I go ahead and just order it online?
Hmm.
And then finally, I don't know, day before yesterday, I just, soldiered up, and I said, okay, fine, just order it on Amazon. I said, I don't even know what Amazon is.
Hmm.
so so he suggested this one. I go, no, no, no. No, I'm not going to spend like $900 on a computer. So like we have choices with what to do with our money.
Yeah.
So the computer came, and the box was there. Like the box was so beautiful. I just loved the box and opening the box. I was like so happy just seeing the brown wrapping paper.
Well,
And I
I've
got it
been
set up. And
I've been in
yeah.
similar quote unquote operation, as you said, but we mean situation recently. I've come to this grocery shop. I wanted to buy peanuts, and I said, "Just give me peanuts, please." To the clerk, and she said, "Like, which one you want? You want the shelled ones or not shelled?" I said, "Well, not shelled." And she said, "Which one you want? Like red ones or white ones?" And I'm standing there, at the supermarket shops, wondering which one of the seemingly endless like kinds of peanuts I can buy, and eventually we just started to cry at each other. I think was about to be cry, and I had to buy some kind
Oh
of
my gosh.
raisins or something just to avoid the further confrontation, because that
Yeah,
made
but
me miserable. I
yes,
mean, the endless choice made me totally miserable. Yeah.
yes, yeah. But I have a very similar thing that happened to me here. I go to this one grocery store that has, well, it used to have a lot of open bins of like oats and like rice and like spices and nuts, and you could go with a little scooper and scoop out how much you want. Then you weigh it, and then you go to your the checkout and you just leave. But now everything is pre-packaged, and I like peanuts and I like almonds, but I like cashews also. And I was just feeling like, I deserve to have cashews because everybody can get peanuts. The peanuts are at the circus. Elephants eat peanuts. I eat peanut butter. And almonds are a little more rare. I like almonds in my chocolate bars. And I thought, I'm going to get cashews. Then I looked at the whole cashews, like it's nice little moon shape. And they're like so expensive. then I kept thinking, like, well, I'm not that special. Like, this is all like mental talk in my head. And then I saw they had another area. It's all prepackaged. It's like cashew halves, so like they're slightly broken. And then I thought, like, why would I want to get broken cashews? Like, I don't know if I'm either special or not special. Then I just walked away from walked away from the cashews,
Hmm.
just walked away from the whole thing because it became this like mental gymnastics, just trying to decide
Absolutely.
what cashews. Yeah, it really, seriously.
And also, since you switched to not to the cashews, I let me switch to computers. When I was trying to buy the computer last time, the point is, what I'm trying to say is that every time we make a choice, especially if it's about some kind of expensive kind of thing, we worry that it is wrong, right? And the more choice there is, like for the computers, there is so many kind of models out there, and you're always like wondering if you made the right choice. And the
Yes,
more choice there is, the greater your regrets will be. Like
yes,
maybe not
yes.
necessarily at the shops, but in daily lives as well, and careers maybe, and yeah,
Well,
ways more
we
choice than ever
we
before.
were we were speaking last episode about midlife crisis and how we evaluate our life and we wonder, did we make the right career choice? Did we make the right partner choice? Did we make the right car choice? And since we're talking about choices in this episode, I would say that any choice precludes all the others. Like, you can't choose more than one. Let's suppose there's like 10 options. You can't take two, four, six. The word choice means picking one from many, or one from two, or one from three. And I don't know, like, I always wanted to be a teacher, and I liked being a teacher. So my choice in profession turned out okay. Um, my choice in friends or boyfriends or husbands or whatever, like, has not always been so good. I was not. I say that I was not lucky, but um, a very wise man once told me that was my choice. I chose to marry that guy. That made me mad.
No, I think he couldn't be more wrong, personally.
What do you mean? We
Well,
don't choose who to marry?
I somehow this German philosopher Schopenhauer, he wrote that it's not up to us to make a choice to choose a husband. Actually, he's like there was a study. He wrote a book about this, and I totally agree with him. And when someone says that your spouse is your choice, I disagree. But look at the bright side, right? Choice is a sign of freedom, right?
Yeah, well, I want to go back to the dark side. How is how is how is
Well,
your choice? Is it your choice?
Schopenhauer says that it's not up to us to choose the husband because that way the nature takes care of the future generation. Like we are all unstable freaks, right? And the nature wants our kids to be more stable than us, and somehow subconsciously, it have us to reproduce.
Oh yeah, you choose somebody that has your missing pieces.
Right, but this has nothing to do with your personal happiness. See, Schopenhauer, he
Oh
was like
yeah.
a real smart guy, streetwise, I think.
Gosh, wow.
Well,
Okay.
anyway, a good rule of thumb is when you don't know what to do or what not to do. I read it somewhere that when you cannot decide what you should do, you must choose like the action that represent a change, right? Rather than stay where you are. I think it's wise.
Well, I've heard that when you can't decide what to do nothing and then it'll clear. It's like, let's think of water that has some mud or dirt in it and you're trying to figure out what to do. It doesn't become more clear by stirring it up and trying to like mix it up or do anything. Just like be still and then it will surface, like the correct choice will surface. So I've heard that when you can't decide what to do, to do nothing is a safe option.
See, it's like totally opposite to what I have just said. Can let's agree to
Well,
disagree.
well, when we decided to do this episode on choices, I was thinking of a poem by Robert Frost called The Road Not Taken. It's a famous American about a man walking down a road in a yellow wood. So, like, it's in autumn time. There's yellow trees and yellow leaves, and it starts off two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. So if we think of the metaphor of the woods or the forest as life, we're kind of going through it,
Hmm.
and then we're suddenly the road forks. You have to take either left or right.
Hmm.
And the poem "The Road Not Taken" is quite often taught in high schools and colleges, and a lot of people memorize it. And he never really exactly says what road he took, but he said, "I shall be telling this with a sigh, ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference." So he only was able to look back on his choices from the perspective of time, because in the moment you can't see what you're doing.
Hmm. Well,
Is that
since you
is that
mentioned
good
the
or
poem,
depressing?
let me mention the prose. I I was like in love with this series of books written by British, I guess, author Lee Child, and about Jack Reacher. Maybe you like heard the name because they filmed a couple of
Yes.
movies, and the Jack Reacher's rule was, when in doubt, turn left. Yeah, that's.
Oh. Okay. Well,
Let's wrap it
that's
up
good. Well,
here.
that sounds good. Well, we do have the choice to keep going or to go ahead and stop. And I think, just stop while you're ahead.
Right.
Okay. Goodbye for now.
Adios. Amen, and stay
Good.
woke.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.